All right, I've arrived in the Hilton Hotel to the Verizon New York City Triathlon Expo. I'm about to make my way over to the check-in here. It really doesn't feel too bad outside, actually, considering I'm actually wearing tanks rather than short sleeve shirts. So that's definitely the difference here. But on my way over to registration as well as for the safety briefing that is required. So looking forward to see what this is like. Bike valet. Going to Expo as well as the packet pickup. And then we'll make our way over. Okay. Alright, so we got over here. Hello, hello, wave hi to the cameras as we make our way through the Expo, or the short Expo over there. There's some merchandise, weather, Celsius. I've heard of their things there. And then gonna make my way over to that's more Expo stuff and additional merchandise. I'll probably be back here in a little bit, but one of the only few guys that are messed up, but that's okay. Eventually I will need to make my way to the briefing room, so that's where I'm going to head to right now before we head over to shop for more of this stuff. I do need to get some noon because I forgot it, which is shame on me. Get some noon before back, and then really just start to make my way through here and get packet pickup. So there we go. We got to go to the third floor. That's where I gotta make my way to, and I have my own boots, so the boots will be worn definitely tonight, and I'll make my. Now let's go to the third floor here, shall we? And next briefing at 4 p.m. So I've got another 20 minutes to wait. They hold briefings I believe, every hour or half hour. So I'm going to do is explore around the Expo a little bit here before I make my way back to the briefing, which is over this way. So till then, I'm gonna check back here and continue on shopping. I'm now at the Rockefeller Center here in New York. It is my next destination. When checking into the New York City Tri, it really wasn't all that much, to be honest, apart from the Expo. I'll show a little bit later tonight as to what it is that you get with the race kit, as well as the bib numbers, etc. And inside my bag is a little bit full of goodies, and then I'm going to go and tour around here. But again, the Rockefeller Center, it's actually a really nice day. It's actually quite nice in the shade here. Then again, I'm wearing a tank top and really very much running shorts, so it doesn't feel too bad temperature wise, but I know it's probably in the mid 90s right now. And I'm going to head into the Nintendo store because of course I'm a Nintendo fan, fanboy maniac. Might get a thing or two, and then afterwards I gotta head back to the hotel to drop a few things, and then I got an evening swim that I'll try to crank in here, hopefully at one of the YMCA's that's local to the New York City area. I'm right in front of where NBC News with nightly news with Lester Holt is held. Yeah, it's really not too bad temperature wise in my opinion. I've been through a little bit hotter. It's actually not as humid as I thought it was going to be, but I'm okay with that for right now. It may change until race day, so I've got to be prepared for that. But feeling pretty ready, and I'll talk a little bit more about the race details as I get back to the hotel and share my kit. So until then, I will go and do a little bit of my leisurely browsing at the Nintendo store up ahead and catch up with you guys back at the hotel. All right, I'm gonna show you what is in the race packet, of course. When we go through check-in, I have a purple cap. I am in, of course, one of the very, very back age groups. I don't even start until around 7 a.m., so it's gonna be a wild morning to say the very least. But we've got our tattoos, these temporary ones. Gonna need to fill out, of course, medical information. This will need to go to the racing bib numbers, or at least the racing belt, which I just bought at the Tri Store because I forgot mine back at home, which, again, this is not an A race for me, so I'm not going to be paying too much attention, or at least I didn't pay too much attention to what I needed to go and grab here, so this is a good rehearsal for Milwaukee, where I'm going to need to bring a little bit more. Dumping out with what you get inside the beer bag here. I don't know what this is. Cheesy almonds. Try hard. This must be like shampoo and conditioner. Okay. Yeah, this is shampoo and conditioner, so I'll go and keep that. Well, apparently feel like deodorant. And then, of course, the timing chip, which is the most important thing for tomorrow morning. And a tri-shirt. Sorry for moving that around. Which, okay, nothing too special here. They are handing out these cups, which are to be worn along the race belt, where these, you go to the liquid hydration stations, which is primarily out on the run course, and you basically just fill these cups up. And it's kind of a unique thing to where they're trying to get rid of paper cups and stuff, which I think is always a good movement. And a magazine. You might ask, why are there two bags? One bag is for transition, strictly, and then another bag is for when you get out of the swim, or before you get into the swim. There is a 1 mile walk that's very similar to Ironman Oregon 70.3, where you have to walk to the race start. The same thing happens here with the New York City Triathlon. So that'll be a really good way for me to go and warm up and to get the blood flowing through that 1 mile walk. Everybody does it. And I also bought myself a cap, because I usually buy a cap for every one of these races to signify, yes, I have indeed gone to a particular race. And there you go. I'm going to keep it relatively simple here. I'm going to be applying some of the stickers and decals to my bike here just in a little bit of time. These are very similar to, or at least these stickers are very similar to what you would see in a 70.3 distance race. So bike is set up. I'm going to be riding there to transition a little bit later this morning, once I've got things in gear and got my head into the right space. And once I check out to the bike course, then I will check back in with folks and talk to everyone when I get to transition. I'm now in the New York City Triathlon transition, and I have now racked my bike. I have purposely deflated entirely my front tire, just because I've having a little bit of trouble with my front tires, and the last thing I want to do is to know that, well, I have issues with this. So I'm going to inflate it tomorrow morning and bring my bike pump with me to transition, although I'm going to have to remember how to pack it, although there's probably going to be a couple folks that are also going to be bringing bike pumps as well. So aside from that, we're going to take a tour around the transition area. So you can see run out is over this way, and as we go through, bike out is on the opposite side. I'm assuming swim out is we're going to be running up into transition right around here where those picket fences, and then we're going to run into transition to the bike. Got to remember to go on this side of it here, and then make my way over to bike out. See, we're only starting to trickle in terms of the transition area. It's gonna be a hot one. I mean, those but again, it's 12:30 at the time when I'm recording this, so it's going to be a little bit cooler hopefully by the time I get out of transition and be finished with the race. And continuing on through here, like out, and there's the other transition, which is I think on the opposite side there, which I think for the most part is starting to make their way through. And we've got to go all the way out onto the path, and from the path, as you can see here, got to go and exit out probably to the pathway where it just was at, and then we're going to make a turn into the expressway along here. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenging bike through, and the roads look to be pretty good. I think I like this. So get to see along here, that's the expressway that we're going to be going through. We're riding along both directions. So yeah, that's going to be transition for you, and more labeling on here. Kind of see the bike in. We're probably going to be walking out. So there's going to be probably the dismount line that's a little bit further down the line. So we're going to go from there and make our way. So there is transition for you. And yeah, just going to chill along here. We're gonna make the long walk back to the subway station, and hopefully I will somehow make it back to my hotel. Good morning, it is race morning, and I'm at the 50th Street station here on the 1 line. We're gonna take a 2 line to the transition to 96th Street, and quiet morning at least here, but it's going to be a louder morning once we get to transition, but running a little bit late. So I'm going to be quickly making my way over to T1, where I need to set my bike as well as my run gear. So yeah, we're going to be going for quite a bit, and then see you on the other side. That was about the fastest transition prep I had to do. I've been making a couple mistakes actually. As you can see, I'm wearing barefoot. I had to go and use the Zoot shoes that I ran, or at least that I came here with, but I have a lot of time to walk to T, or in this case the swim start. So as you can see, all the bikes are ready to go. We've got quite the start here, and well, we're going to be running barefoot out, so I'm kind of sampling out my feet in terms of how it's going to go. Aside from that, I mean, it's a wetsuit illegal start today, so no wetsuits allowed. We've got the start line for the bike, our bike out over there, so we got a mount over there. So it's about 150 yards to get to the start line. Then we're going to make our way to the swim start, which is about a mile from here, which again, I'm just going to be taking my time. I've got extra water. This is the run gear bag for when the finish is there. So again, I'm just going to be taking my time and not really rushing anything, because I'm in the last starting corral groups. We've got, it's gonna be a hot one, as you can see with my sweat. So the plan for today is just simply to go as fast as possible to avoid all the heat. And so that means that I'll be going out with the current of the swim, and then the bike is going to be a fast one. I had to go and re-inflate my tires this morning, which I was able to successfully do. So everything is already there. Then the run, I'm going to be running with the Zoot shoes, so it's not going to be my fastest gear. I would have loved to, I forgot to bring my actual racing shoes, which are Bondi X's, but I guess they'll be clean for today, and so my Zoot shoes will be the ones that'll be dirtied up. But I've run in both the Zoot shoes, and plus this is only like a 2.8 or 2.6 mile run, so I'm not anticipating that it's going to be too much of an issue. So aside from that, I'm going to make my way to the swim start, and again, I'm just going to take my time, enjoy the sunrise here in New York City, and talk to you guys once I get to the swim start and go from there. I've read a swim start here. When walking along, I was like, where are the pros? And apparently there might not be any. So apparently one of my buddies was telling me that there was only one pro bike that was racked yesterday at 5 p.m. So we'll see what happens. But apparently we haven't seen any swimmers under the water, and well, it's already past 6:10 here, and technically there should be a lot of folks that would have entered in the water. So we'll kind of see what's up with that. But it's a very nice morning, I have to say, but it's going to get hot out there on the race course. And over that way is where the swim start is. I'm going to have to drop my bag off once I put a little bit of anti-fog into my goggles, aka the classic baby shampoo technique. And then we're gonna slowly make our way and just chill to the start line. So I'm gonna sign off from here, but you'll see me hopefully with my GoPro at the end in the finish line. Again, if there's a race that I was going to make mistakes, this is the one to go and do it. So hopefully we will get away here shortly, and not sure what the delay here is about, but guess I'll find out in a little bit. Until then, I'll check out and see everyone at the finish line. I am back now that I have finished the New York City Triathlon. Over this way is to where the finish line is. You see some athletes starting to finish in there. It's actually quite an interesting race in that the first mile was definitely a little more hilly. Just going uphill was a little bit hard. And then the rest of the time, by the time I got into rhythm at mile 2, it was like, wait a minute, the race is already over. That was a really quick run, and the bike was a little more technical than I thought, a little bit more undulating hills, but overall really good on the performance. So I'm gonna read the numbers here. I did not feel the current at all of the swim. If anything, I felt like I was going backwards. The swim, normally I'm about, for an Olympic distance pacing, I'm about a 1:17 per 100 yards pace. It says here about 1:32, so it was kind of a slow swim, but I think a lot of people in the back were kind of feeling that too. But overall 25 minutes 49 for the swim. T1 was 3 minutes and 22 seconds, which again was a little bit slower, but not too bad. Biking had just under 32 minutes for 12.4 miles, averaging 23.3 miles an hour. I'll see what the power data says. I think my average power was about 258 watts. I was hoping for 290 to 300, but I just didn't have any legs on 3 hours of sleep. So that's something to work on. But apparently I was like 28th overall on the bike. So I was flying out there on the bike. And then the run was again just under 7-minute mile pace. The run was 17 minutes for a 17 and a half minutes, which is not too shabby. I'll take that result all day. 5th in the age group, there were 2 Frenchmen who were just absolutely flying. There's another gentleman who was out ahead of me in the swim, and so by that time I was like, okay. Well, then there was just me and one other guy. So aside from that, overall happy with the performance. I've got some things I've got to fix in preparation for USAT Nationals, and but it's a real nice day here. It didn't get as hot as I thought, but oh no, the heat is still coming. So, and it's not even 9:30, so we still got a little bit of time before the heat really starts kicking in around noon. So But right now I'm gonna head back to transition and get my bike back to the hotel, clean up a little bit, and then meet with a few friends for lunch and call it the day when my parents pick me up. So again, there you have it, the New York City Triathlon, a shortened, of course this is a shortened race because of the heat that's coming. So there you have it. So as always, if you like the content of this video, go and hit that subscribe button, and of course hit the bell notification for any and all new content that the Go post out. And leave a comment down below. Have you participated in a New York City Triathlon before? Love to hear how it went for you. It's been an interesting couple of New York City Triathlons from hearing from other folks, in that each year, I think one year it was canceled, the other year they didn't have the swim, so it was a duathlon, and then this year they shortened the bike and the run because of the heat. So yeah, there you have it. New York City Triathlon, looking down south to will all the rich billionaires decide to put their money. But until then, I'm going to check out from here to back to transition. So until then, I'll see you in the next one. Yoshi out.